Everyone tells you to quit social media, learn new skills, interact with real people, find your passion, interest, and all those good stuff. But few are actually willing to do it. But lucky for you, I did. So I'm just going to share my own experience, the benefits, the drawbacks, and give you the final verdict. Should you quit social media? For me, social media wasn't just entertainment, it was an escape. The 16-year-old me didn't have much going on, and everyone around me were so connected, so busy with their glowing screens, and I wanted to belong. I didn't want to be the black sheep of the group. Thinking back, it was mainly the fear of losing out working, a common mistake of following the masses, and you might be doing that right now. I would post a photo, then doom scroll for hours, spend hours chatting about the most random stuff, arguing over nonsense, and just wasting my time. And it got worse after 2017. So I knew that I needed to quit. So after putting it off for some time, I finally decided to stop using social media. From my own experience and research, mainly three things helped me quit social media, and it will do for you as well. So number one, when it comes to habits, it's much more easier to replace than to quit. So what do I mean by this? A few months back, I was spending a bit too much time gaming. I would spend around 1 or 2 hours gaming, and even when I'm not gaming, I would think about it. I would research on YouTube how to get good at it, and we all have been there. So after a few weeks, I knew that I had to quit or change the habit, and I did. What did I do? I liked gaming for sure, but I also liked reading fiction books that are related to my content writing work. So I chose the lesser of two evils. That's the thing, really. You have to replace your bad habit with something that's much more productive, or at least much less distractive. Back then, when I quit social media, COVID came, schools shut down, and the world went quiet. And for the first time, I had something that I didn't have in years: time. Time that I needed to spend much more carefully. At that time, people were getting full-blown addicted to social media. So I knew that I had to stop myself, or at least control what I consumed. And that's what I did. So during COVID, massive layoffs were happening, and the prices of foods and other commodities were getting high. There was also the chance that my father might lose his job, so I knew that I had to do something. At that time, mainly speaking, my first priority wasn't even to quit social media, it was to earn money. And unconsciously, I replaced my obsession with social media with something else. I remembered I would spend hours researching online, combing through freelancing sites to find jobs. I would spend hours on how to create a good portfolio for my clients, and a lot more. So without me even knowing, I literally quit my social media addiction with something much more meaningful. Another thing that might work for quitting social media is something called creating friction. So when I study or work, I usually find myself wanting to grab my phone. So what do? I usually put my phone on my couch or on my bed, somewhere that I have to physically move and get my phone. And by doing this, most of the time I can stop myself. So that's called creating friction. Honestly speaking, right now I do use my social media for my work and connections, and I use the same principle to stop myself from getting addicted to it. So adding things like newsfeed eradicator for social media, I mainly use this for Facebook. And for YouTube, I use Unhook because it gives me much more custom things to work with. And for TikTok or Twitter, I don't have any active accounts, but I'm pretty sure that you can use this tool as well. Of course, I won't lie, it will kind of suck a bit at first, because having those plugins in your browsers will actually make things much more difficult for you to access. And that's the main point. You want to create friction, but if you can stuck to it, it will help you in the long run. So for my last tip, I recommend seeing things differently, seeing things from an outsider perspective. So when I first quit social media wasn't even my first priority. Income was. And a few months into COVID, I was already spending much more time on my work than anything else. So I wasn't keeping up to date with my classmates and friends. During COVID, you couldn't go out that much, so everyone was connected through internet, but I wasn't. So they kind of forgot about me. And when I realized that, it was a kind of a shocker. But at the same time, I realized something. Was I losing out on anything? And the answer was no, I wasn't. You see, most of my classmates and friends at the time didn't have that many things common with me. I didn't drink, I didn't smoke, I wasn't chasing girls or drugs. So I was kind of the boring friend of the group. So they could literally forget about me, and that wasn't something to be ashamed about. I had dreams, big ones, and I was willing to put in the work to fulfill them. So what was I missing out on? Nothing actually. So I literally spent most of my childhood with my friends and classmates. We went to the same school, we played together, we grew up together, we had kind of the similar dreams, but at the same time I saw how they were ruining themselves, and I didn't want to be like them. And that's the main thing really. Sometimes we're afraid what other people might think. Sometimes we are afraid what we might be losing out on. And we kind of justify those reasons to ourselves, and it doesn't have to be that way. So for me, when I want to change or quit something, I'll try to look things from an objective perspective, and things get much more easier from there. Now the cons. Of course, quitting social media helped me a ton, but at the same time it kind of made me socially awkward. Now don't get me wrong, I can go up to any random stranger on the street and chat with them for hours, but when it comes to my own age group, I kind of feel a barrier between us. I'm much more comfortable speaking with guys who are older than me, because even now when I am using social media, I usually don't keep up with every trend or meme that's out there. So sometimes I will get into awkward situations where I don't know what they are saying. So yeah, that's something that you have to look out for. And some of you might be even cool with that. But even then, the whole lone wolf thing, I did it, and I don't recommend it, because you do need friends. So two of my best friends have similar interests to me, but unlike me, they didn't quit social media. One of them has a good following in Facebook, and he's using that to get clients for his video editing work. And the other one is a international translator of international books, so he does have a good following in Facebook as well. So they aren't using social media for just entertainment, they are actually using it productively. And now comes the final verdict. Should you quit social media? And the answer is absolutely yes. Even if you are not sure, quit social media for a month, 3 months, 6 months, or you can be like me, totally forget about social media for a year or two and then come back if it's needed. But at the same time, just quitting social media won't make you a better student, won't boost your productivity and all that stuff. But it will free up a lot of your time to do something that's much more meaningful to you. And if you have watched this far, consider quitting social media. You can always get back to it. With that being said, see you in another video.